Mr. Bagga, there's a lot of talk amongst market men and social media about China also clarifying that the official statement via Ministry of Commerce that the expanded rare earth export controls, there is going to be, the applications that meet regulations will actually not face curbs, etc. Donald Trump subsequently, as Jeff said, the TACO trade coming into play as well. Does it give the market the much needed sigh of relief, or do you believe turbulence will prevail?
Well, we are one Truth Social post away from turbulence. That's the grim reality. It was very clear. I wrote on Friday night itself that the fact that he has put November 1st as the date of implementation, he is leaving enough of an off-ramp, both for the Chinese and for himself. And while getting on Air Force One to emplane for Egypt, he told the media that November 1st is an eternity. For someone else, it might be around the corner. For me, it's an eternity. So let's see. And then he posted as well that Xi had a bad day and we don't want to bring either of our countries into a depression. On the other side, interestingly, Neeraj, J.D. Vance was on various right-wing TV channels saying that threatening China that Trump has much more leverage than China imagines and a lot of cards up his sleeve, which obviously didn't go well with the Chinese. The Ministry of Commerce came out with a statement that don't threaten, and this is not the way to negotiate, and we look forward to proper negotiation. So overall, the risk-off is much mitigated this morning. The US futures are pointing to a recovery. As you were mentioning earlier, cryptos have recovered from the rated 800 odd billion fall. They've nearly halved it. Same with the US futures. So I would say what has changed between September 29th, when the US brought in the subsidiaries of the big tech Chinese companies into export controls. The Chinese retaliated within a week with bringing rare earths under export controls. Then Trump had this fit on Friday. Saner voices got to him. And by Sunday now, he's backtracking the TACO trade, as Mr. Dennis mentioned. The Chinese know the TACO trade. Once they saw November 1st, they realized that this is again posturing. But the big issue here is the range of outcomes has now expanded. So after Madrid, the world was thinking that November 7th will go another 2 months into January, then it will go. And same way, we'll get an infinite extension of the Chinese and US mutual tariffs. Now the range has expanded, and people will watch for two things. One, does Trump meet Xi on the sidelines of the Korea summit, the APEC summit, or not? There is very little expectation of any deal as such. And then on 1st November, there is a postponement of this threatened tariff of 100%. I think those will become key events, and markets will be a little worried going into that, but realizing the retail investors know it best. They are still into buy on every dip scenario. Flows are still strong on global equities and US equities. So if that stays, we'll get the numbers by Wednesday of what is happening in these 3 days. That will give us clarity. But we are on edge till if the Trump-Xi meeting happens, nothing will come out of it. Then we look at the postponement of 1st November and then the 7th November deadline that Madrid had put.
No, so Mr. Bagga, I want to understand the impact for Indian markets. We've been speaking a lot about Trump, his Truth Social posts, what she will do, who's having a bad day. Fact is, we are going to start markets today having a bad day because of all of this. What is the real impact for us, and especially the curbs that China is talking about? What or how many of our companies get hit by this?
No, I think there is some understanding with China that they will supply us the rare earths. Tamanna, see the bottom line. The world needs to spend about $5 trillion to match the Chinese capacity. That money is not going to be spent. Secondly, it will take, even after you start spending it, it will take about 10 years to match the Chinese refining capacity. So there is no easy way out. The world has to bend the knee to China on rare earths. We have allowed China to develop such a dominant position. There is no other supplier. So either you change the technology, as Indian two-wheeler makers have been trying to put different motors into their vehicles, and which can run on weaker magnets that are available, not the strong magnets that come out of the rare earths. So there is no option to China. You have to bend the knee to them. So India has been talking about it. All the package that we started, where flights to China restarted, direct flights to China restarted, and we started seeing some kind of a truce after the SCO with China. So we are expecting that Indian companies will get rare earths, but you will have export control. So you will have to give an end-use certification that you're not re-exporting it to a prohibited country. And all those will come in, but I think India should get the supplies. If you don't, then there's a big swath of renewables to autos to defense equipment that depends, to electronics that depends on these rare earths across the world, which gets impacted. So the world will have to kowtow to China on this one.